shuts down Zeke, who was, of course, just 150 away from earning his first streak.
World champion on your screen. I'd have to redo the math. I think there was 9 championships between these 5 players in World War II to the side of 100 Thieves. Kenny had 3, Pharaoh and Enable each had 1, Octane had 1, Slasher had 3. Whatever that number is. Reggie, by the way, I think he's like 0 for 10. Or no, he's picked up 1 kill. I take that back. He shot Enable a couple rounds ago, so like 1 for 11.
Not really the best ratio, though, that's for sure, but we've talked about it a fair amount of times.
2 for 12.
Sniping in this game can be a little tough at times, but makes it work there. Hit marker, that's rough, doesn't matter. Whalers cleans up the kill anyway. From 5v5, you blink, and all of a sudden, a 5v2. Kenny will prolong the round a little bit. Could actually find himself a double. You don't even need to really worry about Kenny at this point in events. You can just make sure you pre-aim it, and you can just hop the bomb as Slasher in a whole different world of pain. He's scurried away, but Kenny, you got to move out the way there, buddy. There's 2 players there. They're both going to get stunned. Hop the bomb. That's all you need to do.
Whaler's going to be able to get this fuse. No love lost. Slasher is bouncing around the map as much as possible, and as soon as you pick on Bresci for missing shots, he goes in, what, now 3 for 13 or whatever it was?
Perfect.
Unfortunately for him, gets a hit marker. Win the round, hit a couple shots, so not bad. I'm not saying you shouldn't have it out. Just keep in mind, what kind of impact can you have with that paladin?
Once at that best play, Slasher once again. He jumps back. Surprised it wasn't the snipes. I guess he didn't necessarily get the kill onto Enable. Still very precise indeed as overtime with that defuse. Once again, get a little bit more momentum here in this game number 2. They're 1-0 down in the series, so this is big for them. They go back into the lead, 3-2, the advantage here in the search.
Has it just been defense round win after, has it been 5 in a row on defense? I can't remember if there's been any 2 in a row. Either way, though, on offense, there was a moment where Overtime thought that they were going to go towards B, and Zeke turned and ran because 3 players for 100 Thieves pushed up on that first gun.
And bear in mind, for 100 Thieves, Slasher is the most important player in this round. The reason he played so slow was because he's 150 points away from streaks, and he's going to be the first to see 4 players from Overtime flying over towards him. He can find a pick and just delay the push. He is here completely isolated. Now he's going to call for help. Natche shuts down Pharaoh. Slasher has to just completely give that up elsewhere. Natche actually gets himself a double. Nicely played. 100 Thieves at a big disadvantage. Grab slam. No streaks. Or no, Slasher is still alive. I thought that was going to be Slasher that went forward, but Octane actually shuts down Brezzy. So still possible, but this is very, very rough.
Double ICR. Any head glitches players are on. Potentially get ripped. Natche, though, is just waiting for the flank. He knows players are playing out. He's going to get 1 free kill. Slasher in a bad spot. Needs to get 1. He was able to do it, but I don't think that was enough. I think he'd end up like 25, 50 off.
Unlikely. But Overtime now gives himself a cushion. 2 rounds. A 4-2 advantage.
Got that win on offense. Also Enable.
Yeah, that's rough.
Probably should have gotten that kill.
That's really rough, but props to Natche. An important double. Gives him a 5-3 man advantage in the round.
New man on the roster. I'm telling you, gotta watch him in search, see what he can bring to the table. I think those were his first 2 kills, but if you get your first 2 kills and you win the round off of it, you take that, and he was able to get the 3rd at the end, shutting down streak. So you talk about the important kills to get in a map.
Yep, they were the ones.
3 the best.
As you said, no streaks at all for Slasher. You talk about the specialists at play here. Well, Slasher has his. It's going to, of course, be the War Machine. Risk has Tempest available to use. Zeke also has a War Machine. So a slight advantage to Overtime, but Enable's very close to that grab slam. 5-4 he is. Reggie trying to crawl through the rents, but Octane ready and waiting.
Weird setup coming out of 100 Thieves as well. They got the first pick, but Pharaoh was watching the flank like 15 seconds in the round, and it takes forever for that full flank to come in. But they got the first pick, played passive. Other team got caught out. You got the 5v4. You got a War Machine on either side. A ton of specialists on either side. Slasher knows 2 players coming back. Tries to get the nade off. Is able to get out with his life as well. Bomb has yet to go down. A War Machine coming in from the top side. Players one shot everywhere, but Zeke is going to fall. And the damage is all that's done. No kills coming in. Whaler's able to find 1. You got a ton of players looking to hunt him down. He's going to pull out the Annihilator as well. Do you keep pushing because he's 1 shot? Octane going up top for it. Whalers, though, you just got to hit the shots.
Octane's weak. Octane falls. Enable Invest grab slam as well. It's a 1v1. How much time is left on the Annihilator? Well, about 50%. 30 seconds. A lot of time. Enable pushes through mid. Enable will fall. Overtime, 5-2 up now in the Search and Destroy. Whalers will earn that first streak as well, the Lightning Strike. So everything going their way. Everything. A great, great round, and you saw a ton of investment in terms of specialists.
And I'm fairly certain that read from Whalers was it Whalers with the Annihilator? That just clutched? That literally just clutched. I already forgot. Okay, we don't know. Whichever player just clutched that I'm fairly certain was Whalers. The read he made is he knows that the bomb got planted for the elevator peak. He knows the players don't have to gun from gun. The bomb is planted for the other side. So as soon as he pulls out the Annihilator, he's thinking 1v1, Enable can't come like forward at me. He's going to be going for the wrap because that's the better side to check bomb for him. It's a standard play to make, and Whalers read it perfectly. She's able to get some streaks, able to get that clutch. That 5-2 lead is massive. What was once a close game.
And it was back and forth.
It was back and forth.
5 rounds.
100% Whalers. How do you forget?
I said Whalers.
I forgot that within 10 seconds, Ben.
It's impressive. It's funny because we talked about this earlier on in the day. Memory is incredible from things that happened years ago, seconds ago. Lets you down a little bit, but nice first snipe from Brezzy. First blood comes through, and 100 Thieves could be in some trouble because in comes the Lightning Strike. What else is this going to find? Well, there's one pick, but Enable and Pharaoh bounce back. Kenny also gets a pick, so all the 1v1 fights completely won. Then the trades come through, and you have yourself an Enable 1v2. He's 8-5. He's performing, statistically at least, the best on 100 Thieves in this map. And like I said, his search has been pretty good throughout this entire event, but there's a Tempest pre-aiming at him. Misses the first shot. Enable now trapped in a corner. The stun comes out. Enable takes a gunfight. Brezzy wins it. Overtime, tie things up here in this matchup, 1-1.
Some outstanding Search and Destroy play coming from them as well. And then on the flip side for 100 Thieves, I think it's fair to say if Enable is performing the best in Search and Destroy consistently, that's a problem.
Yeah,
you got Kenny and Pharaoh on your team, that's an issue. But either way, overtime, take full advantage. Natche picking up huge kills. Whalers making amazing clutches. They are making things work, and we will go into control with a tied series.
And again, to really emphasize and hit home how important this is, both teams sitting at 2-2 in the group. You win this, you go joint second place. A lot of pressure as both these two teams try and fight for their spot into this year's Pro League. Who will crumble under the pressure? And that's the big question. In map number 1, there was 100 Thieves closing it out in style, but map number 2, not close at all. Overtime came out and dominated. Series tied at 1-1. We're back with game 3 after this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second to last game of the evening here at the PLQ. Overtime, 100 Thieves. There, a beautiful shot of our new stage here at the studio. It looks fantastic. Excited to see even more of it when the season finally does begin. But before it can, we need to know which teams are going to make it. And right now, both of our teams on the main stage, Overtime and 100 Thieves, have a great chance, a fantastic chance if they win this series. They will be joint second in the group. Here's how our series has been thus far. Seaside Hardpoint 250 to 211 in favor of 100 Thieves. Then Arsenal Search and Destroy a 6-2 victory for Overtime. It makes this control very interesting. The problem Overtime are going to have is throughout all of 100 Thieves' problems, throughout all of their woes, the one consistent part of it all has been their control.
Absolutely. Of course, though, off the break, Overtime, it looks like they might have a small edge off the rib. Zeke gets that kill on Enable. There's the clearance, starting to build up some ticks, though. He is going to fall. Octane moving forward with the ICR, but there should be at least one tick gone by. Although the contest is in, Slasher able to get the headshot. It looked as fast as a beatdown, and well, 100 Thieves doing a pretty nice job to stabilize. Keep in mind, Pharaoh's on the flip side of the map, but that's the right thing to do. He's watching for the overwrap. So far, nothing's coming in, but Overtime, it looks like they are eventually going for the split push, but 100 Thieves right here, way ahead of the curve.
Early advantage in terms of lives, at least for Overtime. 3 kills come through, and that's only going to dig 100 Thieves a little deeper. And Octane will also fall now. A push over towards the B side. It's going to be Natche. A is also being capped at the same time. Do bear that in mind. Pressure coming in on both sides. As A fully secured. Extra minute to the time. 2:10 to play. A 5-life lead in favor of Overtime. But on the bright side, for 100 Thieves at least, no ticks secured into B.
We see this all the time on gridlock control. The A point normally is going to fall first, and it does fall fairly quickly. It's all about how long can you hold on to the B hill. It's worth pointing out, by the way, Zeke 7-2, having a fairly solid game so far. But complete control on this hill is going to be 100 Thieves. It's only 3 players up. It's Sushi, one, of course, is over by the 18, and that's really all they need, because Natche going for the full flank, but 100 Thieves sitting in the back there waiting for it. Octane takes him down, no problem. But now the pressure coming on the front side of the hill, and again, not too difficult to hold unless Zeke can do something crazy. He was able to pick up 2 on the uptick. Now the Whalers does have 18 control. Slasher, though, picks up 2.
On the bright side, at least, that kills consistently being traded. So the life lead that Overtime had a few moments ago, they still do have. Currently at 4, make it back to 5. Could get a little out of hand here at 6. Octane, though, he's able to find at least 1, but he's all by himself. Really not much you can do. 2 ticks now completed into Zone B. Overtime stacking the hill. They want to cap it as quickly as they possibly can. You also have streaks now on the board for Zeke. The final tick, is it going to come through? Well, with that, things just got very scary. The team kill doesn't matter whatsoever because full streaks earned. We praised 100 Thieves in terms of their control, but that was a dominating performance out there from Overtime.
And that has to be one of the best rounds we've seen in control. Maybe not ever. I'm sure he's like in that conversation. He just got 12. Man, you only get 30 lives. One guy out of 5 wasn't too far off of doing half the work. Like 35%, whatever that's going to be.
Without using any streaks.
Without using any streaks, and then he got that.
Or a specialist.
Or a specialist. So that's not bad, Ben. That is not a bad start.
It's pretty good.
All eyes on Zeke for this round number 2.
Now, when is he going to invest any of the streaks? Is he going to do it?
11
maybe next round he also earned a War Machine as well. So 11-2. Impressive stuff from him. Flip side, Kenny 1-6. Not so impressive. He struggled early on in the hard point. He struggled in the search and destroy. To be honest, he struggled all week. One thing's for sure, he needs to step up. And we've been talking all throughout the week about their vibes, how it's been relatively negative, relatively kind of slow, it feels like, when you watch them play. Are they communicating? Well, let's find out. We'll send it over to Astro Gaming listening, the 100 Thieves.
Call our pitch.
You help me their side?
Yeah. You have towels? Okay.
Pitching on me.
Just play kills, guys. We're good. They got one's left house. Yeah, one's right side desk.
Right side.
On
tree door. I need towels.
Absolute. One shot desk.
Hold towels.
Where's he at?
Bottom red.
Hold
On our square, on our back square.
One's in towels.
Yeah, he's back left square on me. I'm trying to push him.
I'm stunning him.
Guys, not towels. Nice. Alright, we're good.
Does. He hit mid-map.
Where's he at?
Mid-map.
Nice.
Blue card.
On the press.
Under press. Dead.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm forward.
They're gonna spawn bust up. They're gonna spawn bust up.
One can push up front, right?
Yeah, he could
Spawning
be
bust up,
in the
guys.
corner.
I don't see him. Could be.
I'll see him back out.
Yo, green card.
Nice.
Top us up. We can top us up.
I'm just
MB again.
Hey, Billy, slay Sushi. That nice.
Nice, guys.
Then we got back 18.
Come front right now. Come front
I'm 175 on streaks.
18, Jay. In the back, one shot.
18 dead.
I can look male.
I have left side 18. I have your help.
118 on me,
118. He's absolutely. Nice, yes.
Male.
Dude, I ran on an ammo. I would have had
Okay.
Fine. One more on point instead of sushi.
Nice, Ken. Let's go, Ken.
Okay.
Shit, Ken.
I'm about to have my graph. He has
Alright,
one.
he has War Machine Flak, for sure. Whalers has his Annihilator, they have Crash, and I don't know about the other.
Well, good listening there to the 100 Thieves squad as they tied things up in the control. 1 round apiece.
It's worth pointing out, they do know that Zeke has streaks. You heard that just at the very end. Octane was also keeping up with who has what specialist. It is a bit strange that Overtime didn't invest anything that round. You think they want to secure, but I guess they didn't think they had a great opportunity to do so.
I feel like the problem was they gave away a ton of pressure over towards Showers. I mean, early on they had I think it was a 5 life advantage. But the problem was there was already so many ticks currently in both A and B that they kind of thought, well, is this the right round to do it? As you said, still streaks for Zeke to use from a, was it 11 kill round to just a 3. Haven't really slowed down, but that's expected. You're never always going to have a 11 kill rounds.
And there are 2 players right there mid-map for 100 Thieves that they just got stuck by themselves, all because of one guy. Now Kenny's by himself at A. He just goes and stands still, making sure that Overtime can get those kills. And honestly, that is A already gone. You got the drone squad called in by Zeke, who's over by Ice Cream, but you got streaks to potentially clear out B. You can see that the drone squad is going to be at least attempting to put in some work. It's not a fun spot right now for 100 Thieves to be in. 2:17 on the game clock. Octane's dying to streaks. Whalers has the Annihilator. And he
nice
is
shot.
apparently not going to miss.
That was a great shot. Pharaoh Crab Slam is also available to use if Brezzy wants to, but the kills all coming through. I don't even think it's going to be necessary. Honestly, you could just stack the hill here if you wanted to. As players pushing out, just taking the gunfights to 100 Thieves. It's a 10-kill lead. As the hill, me and Cap, Natshe, 150 points away from streaks. He's not going to earn them. 400 points was Brezzy, or sorry, was Natshe. He falls. 525 away is Whalers. The kills, 100 Thieves just got dominated. There's not really much to talk about. That was just an annihilation.
All it took was a drone squad. You still got the Hellstorm. Yeah. Still got the Lightning. Granted, they did burn the Annihilator, so it more than just the drone squad, but I'm saying, like, for all the utility that they have, they still have a lot left over. We are 3 for 3 with offensive round wins. Can Overtime put something together with the streaks they have to get this solidification on defense?
And I'm curious to see how they change their play style from their first defensive round, because they conceded a lot of kind of map presence very early. You know, if you do that to 100 Thieves in control, they're just going to say, thank you very much. I mean, we'll split push and we'll cap both zones very, very quickly. So you want to see them change just a couple of things, and if they take control away from 100 Thieves, I mean, that's rough for them, as it is their most consistent game mode.
Virtually 3, well, it's about to be 4 specialists for 100 Thieves, all but the Tempest. And on the flip side, you got a couple that are earned, as well as Zeke's. With those streaks, Natshe, though, is going to get picked off. 3 bodies for 100 Thieves around the area. 2 players have pushed past, 2 on site, so it's not going to get capped incredibly fast, but not at a terrible rate. They were able to get 1 tick, and they're halfway to the next. So Reggie's surging forward. He's going to connect with nothing. 2 players in the back. Not able to kill either. Now he's getting shot from every direction, but the teammate support is there. Natshe able to pick up 2. While that's going on, pressure, of course, over back at A, but this is the time. If you want to use the Lightning Strike, you can. It doesn't look like they're playing nearly aggressive for it to make it happen, so they're not going to go for it. They are going to attempt to trap 100 Thieves on that side of the map. Pick up the kills from there.
Here's the key for Brezzy. 175 away from his first streak. Never mind. Thank you, Octane. He's very consistent at that, I feel. Whenever you watch Octane play, gets the crucial gunfights for the squad. A fully capped up. So you're going to have an extra minute added to 15. In terms of the lives, well, it's 25-25. And a lot of specialists at play. This is going to come down to really what is 100 Thieves going to invest into this round.
Well, Overtime, on the flip side, are feeling it. They know people are going to be coming down the flank. They just sat here and waited for 15 seconds. They did not get rotation baited at all. Now you got Pharaoh in the back, but he's kind of trapped. Of course, on the flip side, Enable is towards the hill, and because Octane won that gunfight, this is not a bad spot. You use streaks, he can stay alive. The trophy system's there to stop the War Machine, but eventually runs out. He gets taken down. Now just kills coming in. Risk, you see, use the Tempest, they use the War Machine. You got a drone squad called in, because apparently Zeke got streaks a second time. Pharaoh, though, is able to pick up, too, doing it through the Tempest. Contest is going to be inside. Bredgy, though, with the beatdown, is going to slow them down just a little bit. Plenty of time left, and the lives are still even.
Yes, they are. Zeke going to call in his Hellstorm. That's going to connect with at least one player who's enabled that fell. Still going to be contested. Zeke looks to try and find a wide angle. Decap will start. Put them back down to just that one tick. Whilst all that commotion went through, it's worth mentioning overtime now with a 5-kill lead. 17-12. As Pharaoh also falls. 100 Thieves now. You're getting to that point where you're going to have to invest something, right? Maybe a couple of things here. Octane with the Annihilator, he's made some great plays so far, but you need to level up this kill count, and well, you're running out of time to do it.
At the same time, though, one good break is all you need over towards this B site. It is just a tough break to get. The problem is you hear that trophy system on the ground, so War Machine can't use that. I think ideally you probably want to set up for the gravity spike, but playing very patient.
I mean, look at where Enable is, though. We're 8 on the minimap. He's mid-map. He's trying to go for a flank. Meanwhile, Slasher's now going to put a little bit of pressure. The question is Overtime expecting the flank to come through Enable? He has to act quickly, and he has to basically go. Misses the first grapple. They should hear that. He's behind enemy lines. There's one. There's the grab slam from Enable, so it does find two. However, still presence from Overtime over towards the zone. Annihilator uses well from Octane. Jumps up to Bredgy. Finds the first. 2 ticks now into B. War Machine is out. So 100 Thieves, just to secure this round, they've invested a ton of utility, but they forced the round 5.
Very important round win for them to get. And I will say Enable has been playing lights out from what I've seen from him so far, making the big plays when they needed to. Granted, that was a team-coordinated push. He was only able to get behind enemy lines because 100 Thieves, they waited to make the move. They sent 4 players sending forward. And then no one's going to watch for the flank at that point. You've seen too many bodies. You expect them all to be there. And great decision as well. Granted, it's only 1 kill with the gravity spike, but because he was able to stay back there, I think it was Risk that was around China that was forced to kind of turn around and be like, oh, God, now they're coming from everywhere. So very solid plays. Of course, so all comes down to that round 5.
Does indeed. Now, in terms of what's at play, nothing right now. Natche probably going to earn his crash. Anyone else close to anything lethal? Not really. So this could be just a box standard. Well, that's a terrible start. Zeke with a double nade team kill. Bredgy and Natche both fall. You've gifted a small life advantage, but it doesn't really matter, I guess, because Risk is going to find one. Is he going to find the second? No, but the trade comes through. Shower control for Overtime. How quickly can they cap it, though?
Will 100 Thieves continue to fight this? There's a little bit of pressure, but they're not getting over aggressive, which is I think the right call for now. 4 bodies stacked up. They're waiting for a pick to happen. Are they going to make the move to try to contest? It looks like yes. Kenny's going to be able to go through. Slasher, though, is going to team kill him. Team kills left and right. Bredgy still inside the hill with Zeke, and there's only 1 player left. And that's going to be this A point. Should get capped.
Yeah, that's gone.
And I think that it's not the end of the world. But 100 Thieves, they do not have the life advantage, and they lose the A point. And again, that's something that will almost always happen.
And Whalers is very close to an Annihilator as well. So keep your eye on how he performs this round. That could be a pretty influential factor in terms of life count. 21-20, the advantage to Overtime. Trades come through. 19-19. So tied up with 2 minutes to go. 0 caps. Or sorry, 0 ticks currently in the B zone.
4 rounds before we see the A point get capped. Eventually B falls. 100 Thieves need to break that to win this game. It would be devastating for them to not win the control. And Overtime, well, you see, it is going to be the plus 50 earn. Whalers is creeping up on that Annihilator, and he's 100% going to get it. A kill or 2 away before he earns it. Pair that with attack 5, try to make a play happen. And on the flip side, Specialist may not come into play for 100 Thieves. Depends on how long this game lasts. Whalers is going to fall.
Also bear in mind, Natche, he's earned his. So that's crash available to use. Again, trades coming through. It's getting a little chaotic, but throughout the chaos, it's 100 Thieves that have pulled away, but another team kill comes through. 13-11, life advantage, 12-10 as more trades, final 60 seconds. Whalers, you've got to earn that Annihilator very, very quickly because you're running out of lives. It could even come down to lives before time in this situation as the B-Zone contested. Octane gets himself a double. Again, advantage 100 Thieves.
11v7, 47 seconds left. Trying to tag players up, but there's nothing cooking. They're going to send Natch down the flank, but he is super far. That's a solid 10-15 seconds before he takes a gunfight, and Enable's looking for him as well. You don't have much. You got to make a move. You got to make a move.
30 seconds.
Quickly.
Time ticking, and here it comes. The push starting to develop. Annihilator has been earned. Now you have to put it to some good use. That's a missed first shot, and Octane will punish him. The missed second shot connects finally with the third, but 100 Thieves just more than happy to just kind of play the time. 14 seconds left. Natche with one Annihilator only finds a couple of kills. Natche is behind enemy lines. Can he find another? Yes, he can. 9.2 presence in the zone, but Slasher's done himself a war machine. He gets himself two. Almost similar to the end of the hard point. Slasher pops off, and 100 Thieves secure game 3. By no means comfortably, but it doesn't matter at this point. Just get the Met wins.
And in the midst of the chaos, waiting for Whalers to get the Annihilator, who picks up 5-6 kills in the meantime? Slasher gets that war machine, picks up 3 at the end. A very important round for 100 Thieves to win. They were the first team in that game to get a win on defense.
Yep.
They clutch up when it matters most. And again, both these teams tied at 2-2. Pro League on the table for either one of them. They are very far away from getting eliminated. So with all the criticism that they've had, 100 Thieves not out of this yet.
Nope, definitely not. Nope. Very good chance that they could win out here in the next hard point, take the 3-1 advantage, and potentially just qualify for Pro League. And then throughout all the kind of mocking, I guess is the right word they've received, they're going to be laughing because they will have secured their spot in Pro League. But still, we have to go through a Game 4 hard point where if you think back to Game 1, wasn't exactly a decisive victory, still very, very close. And you look at 100 Thieves' record here this week in Hardpoint, it's not been good at all.
2-6 now. 2-6 from the week, and I'm fairly certain both wins were on Seaside as well, which obviously Seaside was map 1. It can't be map 4. If it could, it'd be really boring because we'd be seeing same
Would
maps
it though?
all the time. Yes.
Would it?
Well, maybe not for Seaside.
Hardpoint?
I suppose. But either way, the woes for 100 Thieves, predominantly in Hardpoint. Of course, if he goes to that game number 5, you've seen what overtime can bring to the table. They have had some pretty absurd performances, even in that control. Bar maybe the double kill coming out with the cluster grenade. Zeke did go off for the better part of the entire game. So 100 Thieves wants to close it out here. Also just to build some momentum, not just as a series, not just to work your way up towards the pool, but just to start winning more hard points outside of Seaside.
Well, we'll take a look at our Scuff Gaming play of the game. Like I said, map number 1, it was Slasher who just turned up, and he did the same thing here in Game 3 just to secure the win. War Machine out, and he manages to close out the game. Wonderful stuff from him. It seems as if he's just kind of engaged his hyper carry mode.
Because that's how the first game ended as well, right?
Exactly.
Much, hey, super close, and then Slasher's like, no.
I have a War Machine, by the way.
All the explosions in the world, so definitely not a put the team on the back scenario, because again, you got to point out, Enable's been playing very impressively as well, especially in S&D. You got to give him credit where credit is due, but a little bit of life coming out of these players. You can't tell on their faces. Because they are just locked in.
I will say, of all the incredible comebacks I've ever seen, specifically Search and Destroy, their reaction to a 5-1 comeback is just possibly the worst of all time.
You pointed this out earlier. So these two teams are tied at 2-2. Underneath the pool for them is Team Space, who's 1-2, I believe. They might be playing right now, so it might switch up. But you pointed out, the first set of tiebreakers, it goes to head-to-head. And potentially maybe for bracket play, obviously if 100 Thieves win here, maybe down the road for the top 2. If it comes down to tie breaks and 100 Thieves gets it over Team Space, because Space blew that 5-1 lead.
That will be the worst choke of all time.
5-1 where they had streaks, where they had specialists, they had everything.
That's the thing. We talk about Full Sail a lot as one of the biggest comebacks and potential throw in Search and Destroy history, but you think about this game, streaks, specialists, potentially head-to-head spot if a tiebreaker was to come down. Obviously, that scenario is no guarantee, but
that's a huge what if.
But if it did, this week's been fun. And it's going to get even better once the weekend continues, once a couple of teams start qualifying and a couple of teams bow out. Still plenty of Pool G action, but for now, we head over towards Arsenal Hardpoint, Game 4. 100 Thieves with the advantage up in the series, 2-1. looks like they're going to get a little bit of early control here as well.
I will say, this is the one opening break that Overtime pulls it off, but I would say the 100 Thieves should win almost all the time. Like, you have Octane and Slasher on your team.
Either pillar.
You're thinking, hey, two of the best ARs of all time. You got an ICR on either side. Of course, though, you know, there's a lot more that goes into that. We're pointing out Whalers on a 3-sheet for the moment. You got to keep in mind that first hard point. I think it was Risk. Got very close earning streaks, didn't pull it off, and they end up losing a close game, and Whalers does fall before he can put anything together. So 100 Thieves able to potentially get these final 15 seconds, and they are pushed fairly aggressively. Slasher right now leading the charge, but the full setup is in for overtime.
Well, first hill goes pretty much as you would expect for 100 Thieves. You have Octane at 4-1, as is Slasher in terms of sub presence. Enable 0-2, Kenny 1-3. As Enable also falls, trying to rotate through. Overtime. Early control here with the second hill. Kenny looking to try and trade out. Octane's there to support. Great start for the ARs here of 100 Thieves.
A lot of time taken to try to go all the way around back to block these spawns, but they are successful with it if they get this break, which, hey, clean forward down. Last player left is over by a gun. They are going to be in a very good spot to get a lot of time. Octane, by the way, 30 points off, so he's going to be earning some streaks unless a Hail Mary nade can come into play. Nope. Lightning's on point, 150 away from the drone spawn. And keep in mind, he's going for the big boy streaks. He's got that strike team on, 25 away from the drone strike. Tags up Risk. No trade will be able to come in, but they got to run away very fast, and obviously all eyes on him. 2 streaks, 345 away, and again, if you get that strike team, that is almost an automatic win.
I wonder if he's going to invest the Lightning here on this rotation, just to try and spiral this game completely out of control. Because obviously, Overtime have early control. Yep, there it is. Teammates trying to set up a little bit of a pinch. He's going to pull it in. What will that find? Well, there's the first, there's the second. Can he even find a third kill with the ICR? 285 points away. 185 points away as Slasher slides in to assist. This is a great start for Octane. We talked about Slasher engaging a little bit of a hyper carry mode. Well, this is just picture-perfect Call of Duty from Octane.
And now, streaks or no streaks, as long as he stays alive, you can see those drone squads are going to put in work. That is a very weak player going for the challenge. Send it to him, 45 away, stays in the hill, or gets the kill. He's going to get it. Someone for overtime has to come in for challenge. They're not. They're running away. This is going to be, I think, the second strike team we have ever seen.
Was it Aches, the player that got another one?
First, dude. I don't know what happened in that game. So I believe this is only the second, unless something happened off stream. Who really knows? And again, it's not actually an automatic win. It's not a nuke or anything, but they're very difficult to shoot down. I think the comparison I made is when Ace called it in, it's like calling in 2 extra Hukes on the map.
Pretty good comparison. Pretty good. When is he going to call it in? That's the question. How much damage is it really going to do? Meanwhile, elsewhere, Ferro close to streaks, and I guess this was the 100 Thieves many people expected to see when this roster was formed. A team that just kind of flies through their opposition. But to Overtime's credit, they have managed to get a little bit of control here in this hardpoint. They've got to slow the pace, or slow 100 Thieves' pace down a little bit here because they are running riot, if you will, so far this game.
They're going to have to string a couple hills together because, again, once that strike team gets called in, it's going to be so difficult to manage with. And he's going to say you could do it at virtually any time you want. He's going to call it in at the tail end of this hill. So by the time the next pops up, he's going to have those 2 extra strike team bots on the map. And I don't know if they have classes to prepare for this. I don't know if they got the double FMJ on the Rampart, if they want to call in the RPG, if they want to try to use that, but it's tough to deal with. And you can see kill number 1 with the strike team.
It's also just demoralizing.
It does suck.
Yeah. Here's a strike team, guys. Wow. This hasn't gone well. The second kill for the strike team, but more importantly, 100 Thieves, 130 to 76 to lead, 40 seconds left. They have complete control of the hill, and they're even going to invest the Annihilator of Octane. He's 17-4.
Not a bad.
With 90 seconds hill time. 18-4. 19-4. 20-4. He's pretty good at COD.
I would imagine he's in the conversation for one of the best Annihilators in the game. Again, don't miss, don't lose. They took care of the strike team fairly quickly as well. So again, they had whatever it was they took them down with, they were prepared. Maybe not necessarily for a strike team.
No, it's still...
Are they still on the map somewhere?
Yeah, pretty sure it's still on the map.
Where are they?
I'm pretty sure right behind us where the little icon pop up.
Oh, so is that 3 kills then?
There you go. See, it's still there.
4? Okay. It's up to 4. Trying to keep track. Nice little kill feed right there in favor of overtime. They're down by 80, and they're still dealing with 2 bots somewhere on the map, but they do have a fairly good hold. 100 Thieves are working on the return, but Natshe trying to slow them down just a little bit. Enable's working on going through the vents. Kenny's flanking. But Natshe actually going to be able to come up behind. Octane shuts him down, and even with the strike team, wherever it may be, this is quite a bit of time going the way of overtime. We've seen quite a few comebacks this year.
I mean, considering how this could have gone, it's not as bad as this could be, right? 170 to 96. Hardpoint's still going to be contested. Slasher waiting. He'll find Risk. Risk will take the gunfight and win it. Kenny should be fine to trade out and potentially earn the scrap time, but if he pushes through, he's going to get shot in the back. Rezi with a very, very simple kill. The challenge comes through from Enable. And honestly, you look at that mini-map, for now at least it's overtime with control. They invest their crash here as well. They may have to invest even more just to bring this back to a close game. But 1 full hold, and it's almost tied up.
And this is a great setup, though. The 100 Thieves is trying to work on breaking. 2 players coming in from the back. That's what Whalers trying to deal with, and he's able to get both those kills. And then on the front side, well, there's a little bit of pressure coming in, but it seems like overtime has dealt with it quite well. Keep in mind, Whalers does have the Annihilator. Trying to have that battle going on, and what was once more than a 100-point lead, now down to 50.
If 100 Thieves lose this game, Octane's going to be so mad and sad. I don't even think he would be mad. I think he's just going to be sad. It's dropping a strike team.
The way it's looked,
so well.
The way it's looked, if they win, he's going to be sad.
That's true.
So I think if they lose, that's just...
Oh, Finch coming through and more kills coming in for overtime. 6 seconds till the New Hill pops. Kenny's one shot, and Kenny somehow found the kill. Octane there to trade. New Hill pops, 100 Thieves with the advantage. But the advantage they once had is so small. But now it's 100 Thieves' turn to invest in some specialists. And Slasher's War Machine has been great. Is he going to get Team Tempest? I believe he is. It was Pharaoh that shot him in the back. And I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be very critical of Pharaoh's Tempest. I don't think he's been good with it at all event. In such a destroyed non-factor and respawn non-factor as well. But Rezi crash slam in, he gets himself a double, but it doesn't matter. 100 Thieves still with presence and can still pick up this final 30 seconds of the hill.
No Tempest, no problem. 25 seconds left. If they get this time, they are in a phenomenal position to win this game. And, well, Kenny is leading the charge on the front line. Gonna get tagged up. You can see the teammates overcovered. You got Slasher with the Maddox. You got Octane with the ICR. There's nothing cooking for overtime. They got to chalk those final 15 seconds, which is a ton of time they have to give away.
On the plus side, no streaks for 100 Thieves. Enable has his Graph Slam. On the flip side, a War Machine for Zeke. And they'll have initial hill control as well, so you don't have to worry about any pesky trophies for now at least. A couple of kills coming for Risk. Need to respond with a full 60 of their own just to keep this close.
Natshe with the beatdown. Good hold so far. But 100 Thieves, you can't afford to throw away your lives. You got 2 players going on the full flank. There's only 1 guy for overtime watching it. There's pinches coming in on the flip side, and they did invest that War Machine.
And these are the moments so far this week 100 Thieves have been just dreadful at. Their decision-making in these crunch time moments hasn't been what you would expect as Zeke finds 2. Octane there to trade, though. Hardpoint's going to be contested. 30 seconds left. Octane somehow stays alive. Has to wait for a little bit of team support as he pushes through. He will also fall. 26 seconds. 100 Thieves still willing to push this hill. And keep your eye on the minimap, the spawns. 100 Thieves spawning out. However, Octane has taken it upon himself to rotate unbelievably early. He was just running across the map for quite some time. They'll concede that final 10 seconds of hill time. It's going to be a close ending, but Octane does fall here as well. Enable's Graph Slam could be the difference maker.
Overtime trying to stay alive in this series, but 17 seconds is all 100 Thieves need for the 3-1 win, and Enable making sure he wins that gunfight. He's doing it with gravity. Pharaoh coming around the backside is able to pick up 2. Hyper unfortunate team kill that comes in because of the trophy system, but the question is, does it matter? Because actually the pinch is coming in from overtime. They're taking their time to make this happen. Player coming through kitchen, player coming in from the back, but the game is going to end a little bit too slow. And 100 Thieves, 2 hard point wins to make it happen.
And smiles! Finally a smile from a 100 Thieves player. Only took Octane to pop off a great performance from him, and 100 Thieves, 2 hardpoint wins. Fantastic performance from them. They are now tied for 2nd place in the pool.
And they are tied with Accelerate right now. Both teams at 3-2, and they haven't played each other yet. So I'm not sure exactly when that happens. I don't know if they both have 2 tomorrow, 1 later tonight, whatever it's going to be. Actually,
right.
probably wouldn't be one of them. It has to be tomorrow. So there's lots to play for. And potentially, that might be the head-to-head just to auto-qualify for Pro League. Again, ton of different scenarios. We're talking in the thousands and the millions of different possibilities, whatever it's going to be. But 100 Thieves, they will take that 5-1 comeback they had against Team Space. They will take that win they just had against Overtime, building some momentum, getting better in the hard points. We saw much better approaches coming from them. Insane clutches they had in the control as well. They're not bad, man. They're not bad.
When the little things go right for them, they look great. They look like a 100 Thieves team that you expect to see, right? When you see those names on paper, still plenty of room for improvement, though. Let's not get carried away with ourselves. There's definite room for improvement in a few different tweaks of their game that needs to be had. But at the end of the day, all that matters is qualifying for this year's Pro League, and they are one step closer. And it came with a fantastic performance from Octane. He's just looked so good, and I feel like we have to hear from him. We have to, so we can send it out to Jess with our PlayStation Instant Reaction with Octane.
Thanks, Ben. What were you expecting headed into this series versus Overtime?
I wasn't expecting anything, to be honest. The way we've been playing, I'm happy. Listen, bros, just being honest. The hard points, getting a first map hard point win was huge. I think we're really momentum based. The reverse sweep we had against Mazer earlier, we won the control and we started, firing on all cylinders. So winning first map was huge, and then we won 2 hard points, which I don't think we won a single one before today, previous to this. So it's good.
All right. Well, earlier I spoke a little bit with Pharaoh to hear about what he thought some of the issues 100 Thieves are having. We also heard from Slasher on Hot Mic the other day. What do you think is what, in your opinion, is the main issue you guys are facing as a team?
Just how we maneuver around the map. We had the cliche that the talent is there and, this, that, and the other, but it's literally just how we play as a unit. And when we play like that. If we're playing actually well, how we should be, we can close out series like that. And if we're not, then we'll be struggling against teams that we shouldn't be struggling against. So obviously the talent is there. Everyone knows it. Everyone also knows we've been underperforming, including all of us. So it feels good to have a 2-0 day. I don't know where we are in the standings exactly, but we went from probably being in the bracket to possibly auto-qualifying tomorrow. So.
All right. Well, what do you think there is to be done about those issues you were mentioning with regards to moving around the map and all that?
I think just communication. Some days we come out flat, some days we don't. I think today was absolutely massive for us, so I think we kicked it up another gear, which I don't know why we can't do that anyway. But I think we're just playing at another level of intensity today. Eric, or Mud Dog, has been a lot of help as well. He's been sitting behind us, hyping us up a lot, so that's good.
Great. Well, thank you so much for the interview. This has been your PlayStation Instant Reaction. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this quick break.
The Call of Duty World League is brought to you by Mountain Dew Amp Gaming.
100 Thieves is waking up a little bit here on day 3 of the Pro League qualifier. We're back at the analyst desk. I'm your host, Katie Bedford, joined by Nameless, Study, and Pac-Man. Study, they did it. It was not close. 3-1. Thank goodness.
I love watching 100 Thieves. I don't know which way it's going to go, but when it goes like this, it's really, really good to watch, especially because I had a conversation with Sam yesterday. I was like, Sam, listen, like, I know it was a bad day today, but you got to put all the passion in it and bring it all, leave it all on the table. And as you can see on that fourth hard point, he was absolutely dominant.
And look at this, man. Hold on.
Sam is godlike.
Yeah, Sam is godlike. But, let's talk about this. I see smiles on the 100 Thieves players, right? Like, that's what you want to see. How happy is this guy? Throwing up the peace sign, just going off for the squad. Like, that's what you want to see. They won 2 hardpoints. They came into today with a 0-6 hardpoint record. They pick up 3 hardpoint wins. Not only that, man, the vibes are on point now. They still have a lot to work on, don't get me wrong. But there is something to be hopeful for as a 100 Thieves fan. If they're smiling, that is important.
Let me throw some love to Enable, right? Enable last season was the worst search and destroy player I've ever seen. He's been playing probably the best search and destroy for his team. In that control, he made that's mind-blowing, right? In the control, he made a huge play. He probably had the best life, one of the best lives I've ever seen in control. Pushing out the truck, staying alive, getting 2 pieces, waiting for his teammates. Like, Enable played a really, really good series.
Yeah, I mean, 100 Thieves, they win that series way too close, but, like, they still have so much to work on, right?
Of course.
But it's important, that they're picking up some wins and that they are smiling. I think if that's something, they can go back and they can realize, okay, we're not as bad as we thought we were. We can actually close some games out.
Absolutely, and again, as you said, it's great to have 2 wins on a day. Of course, it's also great to see a 3-1 instead of a 3-2. So we're hoping, of course, that energy can maintain.
They doubled their hardpoint wins.
Right.
They had 1 hardpoint win.
That's the biggest
They won
takeaway, right?
both of them. Mind-blowing. They won both hardpoints. It got a little close, but they pulled them out. Big, huge performances individually, of course. Sam, or Octane, incredible start to map 4, getting a strike team.
But look how close the map is still.
Yeah.
That's so stressful to me that the map ends up being 250 to 200.
Listen,
you get a strike team, you get 2 annihilators, like...
I don't want to hear it. If you're not winning hardpoints, I don't care what the score is, as long as it comes out in a dub. I don't need 100-point clubs. Just give me a W. Just give me a W.
Right. At this point, where 100 Thieves stands, it is important that they just get the W. All right, so we'll take that. We'll be happy with that for now. They still need a lot of improvement.
Absolutely, and Study. Look at Octane. Look at how well he did in this, especially again versus overtime. Minus that S&D that was not great.
Yeah, this is why they won hardpoint.
Look at 1.8. Basically at 1.8, he started the map 13-1 or something like that. Ran out of ammo, picked up another gun, did it all. Like, he's doing it all.
Except for the S&D, that's Enable.
I mean, and that's the Octane that we're used to seeing from previous years, and that's why we always go back to that. They have so much talent because they have players who can do stuff like that, and there's not very many players who are dropping a strike team versus anybody here at the POQ. All these teams are solid. Not many people can do that, and that's a testament to the talent on that roster.
I am mind blown. They are in 2nd place. 100 Thieves is in 2nd place.
What?
Wait, they were in 6 yesterday. Yeah.
They're in 6 yesterday.
That's crazy.
And they are almost there, one round away from being 0-3. If they had a 5-1 comeback against Team
hold
Space,
on. Why?
Or they would be 0-3. They would have been 0-3.
Why
Now
did
they're in 2nd
Octane
place.
have a strike team on?
Because he's Octane.
Why did he have a strike team on?
If you were Octane, you got to use the bottom streaks care package or something.
All right. Well, elsewhere as we go through the Pro League qualifier. Y'all need to simmer down. We're going to take a look at the latest pro to jump from the Game Fuel Open bracket to the CWL Pro League, Lamagod on Midnight.
I teamed with Lamagod in the past. He's an incredible talent, right? Incredible individual skill. In the past, I don't know if his communication skills were there, but now, his Midnight's 4-0. He's got to be doing something right. This kid,
it's the
amazing
hat,
player.
Clearly.
I mean, change the scenery, new teammates. He's been at it for a while. He has Pro League experience. He's been on top 8 teams before, so definitely has what it takes to compete with the best. They're playing amazing here, right? Like, Midnight surprised everybody. I don't think anybody at home predicted them to be at the top of the group, and 1 game away from qualifying for the Pro League. They will auto-qualify if they win this series. They're sitting at 1-1 versus Team Space. this is, I mean, they got to be gassed right now.
Absolutely, and again, this is on our Charlie stream, and as Nameless said, if they can do this, if they can win this, they are golden for Pro League for the rest of the season.
And Team Space desperately need wins, right? Everybody else in their group is starting to pick up wins. It's very important that they start, you know, picking it up. You don't want to, like, if you lose the series, you potentially are looking at bottom 2 in your group, which is something you need to avoid.
There's no chance Team Space finishes bottom 2. I just
Wait, there
don't
is
see
a
it.
chance.
They're 1 and 2 right
There
now.
is.
There is a chance, John.
They're 1 and 2. They're behind by a decent amount. I mean, in this series versus Midnight, based on how Midnight has been playing, you gotta favor them. I mean, Space.
Did you guys watch the same Major Maniac interview that I watched?
Oh, he's so passionate.
They're not getting bottom 2.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
He looked me dead in the eye in that interview. It's like, oh, man, this guy's gonna win. Sure. He's going to win.
Well,
Team Space still has to play the Pittsburgh Knights too, so it's like you got tough matches. I think that they need to win this one. They need to win this one.
I mean, we saw Accelerate body the Knights today. Absolutely handle them.
Based on how Team Space has been playing, like Knights haven't been they haven't been the best, but it's still a tough matchup, and you don't want to like gamble your cards on, you know, having to beat a team like the Knights. You got to start here. You got to start this now so you can alleviate that pressure. I've played with players like Havoc and Naga. Sometimes the pressure can get to those guys. It's stressful to see, but I think they have what it takes to, you know, pick up some momentum and start taking home these wins.
And do I recognize that hat on Havoc, by the way?
Yeah, he completely fit my style. I used to wear that hat.
Wait, he's got to be like your godson, Ant.
No, you are.
Oh.
That's
Also
not all.
wholesome.
That's not all. That's horrible.
Whatever, y'all are cute. Stop.
Can't be my god dad.
Well, Rambo's my COD dad, so he taught me a lot. Him and Merc. But here, in this game, 1-1 right now, like, if you're Team Space, you got to pick it up right now. And the Annihilator's going to come out, like, see, this is where it gets stressful. When you let people pick up their specialists this early, let them go off and pick it up, and then that's where you're in a world of pain.
I think Maniac has his as well, though, right? So if Parzealing, we'll see what happens here, but if Parzealing doesn't take full advantage of this,
he took
never mind.
And that's why it's so scary. It's like a race to get your specialists and then to use them effectively. Like now he picks up full streaks. They're going to be in full control of this side.
Space pulls out the War Machine as well.
Yeah, a little bit too late for that one, buddy.
Nameless, we just need, I think, running commentary every time someone uses a specialist poorly from you.
I mean, I just hate seeing bad specialists.
I mean, it's truly so important, right? Like, bad specialist.
So now we see the War Machine and the Annihilator. So look, right here, right? We see the War Machine and the Annihilator used on the side of Team Space. If they lose this round, this map is like, it's going to be so hard for them to win.
Wait, did you say that he got a hit marker?
He got a hit marker, but it was still a wall.
With an Annihilator? Does like 9 million damage.
You see the Tempest out as well. Both teams are investing a lot into this. Whoever wins this round, this is a huge victory for this game.
So far throughout the weekend, what do you guys think is the most failed specialist?
Grab spikes.
Easy.
100%.
People are doing incredibly.
That's the only one that took someone off a map.
Yeah, Havoc's clip. That's the best grab spike I've seen. That grab spike air. You know what's crazy too is all those players are running right in front of him. If he would have just ran, like just stayed on the map, he'd picked up at least a 2-piece. And now at this point, it's like 10 to 15. You can pretty much just play team deathmatch at this point. Play for the kills with a minute left.
Especially for the simple fact that Midnight also has streaks.
There's a grab spike. This is great. See, that's how you use it.
Beautiful.
That is how you use it. Havoc, take some notes.
Teammate throws a stun grenade, you stun them all. Here he comes. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what that was? That was information. That he knew that they were there. That wasn't just completely blind.
You know what I like about this round out of Midnight? They use like a ton of specialist equipment and then
Team deathmatch. Special forces are cleared to engage.
TACOM, deploy UAV on my grid.
Advise. Hostile TAC deploy beacon online. Pulse going out.
Battery gone.
Hostile UAV circling. Hostile TAC deploy beacon online. Net call. Hostile Hellstorm inbound.
He's gone.
Enemy UAV above.
Mad shot.
We're almost there. Close this out. Shut them down. Be advised, hostile attack deploy beacon active. Hostile strike team inbound. Enemy attack chopper above. Think twice before trying that again.
All systems check out. Ready for deployment.
Team deathmatch. It's us or them. You know my preference. We have the advantage. We've lost control. We've taken the lead.
Activating disruptor.
Hostile Seraph. Sniper.
Enemy UAV above. We're losing the fight. Enemy UAV above. Enemy Hellstorm detected. Enemy sentry active. Hostile attack chopper inbound. Hostile UAV circling. Enemy UAV above.
Recon authorizing care package resupply.
We can still take this. Hostile UAV circling. Asset losses unacceptable. Go to ground.
Zero reporting in.
Team deathmatch. Infiltrate, identify, and destroy. We've pulled ahead. We've lost control.
Shut out. This'll knacker someone's day.
Bagged him.
Supplies. First come, first served. Taking the lead. We're behind.
Injecting malware.
We've taken control.
DDoSing control nodes. Injecting data packets.
Assault patch down. Come get it. There's more.
We're losing the fight. Task UAV above my location. We've taken the lead.
Establish UAV operations above. TACOM. Establish UAV above.
Transitioning ballistic shield.
Care package drop.
Assault pack right here.
That's a kill.
Close. Make it official.
Going hot.
Perfect planning. Perfect execution. Nice work, Black Ops.
Bringing disruptor online.
Deploy UAV online grid.
Expired.
Jason Hudson, CIA. Thank you for your time, Sergeant.
Established on station. Commence drop mission.
Potential collapse detected. Relocation to indicated safe zone is advised. Net call. Supply drop incoming. Sitrep. Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety. Further collapse expected. Travel to indicated safe zone. Squad mates are down. It's all on you. Sit rep. Circle collapse.
Blackout. Eliminate all opposition.
Lifton 1-1 established on drop zone. Mission time clock is live.
Potential collapse detected. Advise relocation to indicated safe zone. Supply drop inbound. Sit rep. Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety. Further collapse expected. Travel to indicated safe zone. Sit rep. Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety. Blackout. Mission area is hot. Weapons free.
We're approaching drop zone. Opening bay doors.
Potential collapse detected. Advise relocation to indicated safe zone. Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety. Supply drop inbound. Further collapse expected. Travel to indicated safe zone. Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety. Supply drop inbound. Further collapse expected. Travel to indicated safe zone. It's just you and me. Fight for the win. Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety. Supply drop inbound. Further collapse expected. Travel to indicated safe zone. Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety. Net call. Supply drop incoming. Major instability detected. Evac to safe zone. Last man standing. Bring this home. Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety. good to go.
Team deathmatch. Black Ops, weapons free. We've taken control. We're behind. We've pulled ahead. We've lost control. We're winning this.
Attack deploy beacon online.
We're losing the fight. Q stores open. We've taken control. Friendly TAC deploy beacon offline. Task UAV above my location. Sentry coming online.
Established UAV above. Tactical reinforcement available.
Supplies. First come, first serve.
Utilizing TAC deploy. Zone hot.
Our TAC deploy beacon is offline. RCXD rolling. We're close. Make it official.
need UAV eyes above.
AO pacified. Government forces take the win.
Nomad kill. Shield, reach and clear. Fire destroyed. Contact medic.
Tactical reinforcement available.
Capture all zones. Enemy UAV above. Net call. Hostile Hellstorm inbound.
Throwing 9 back.
Taking Bravo. Enemies contesting Bravo. Mercs are contesting B. Enemy sentry active. Enemies contesting Bravo. Hostile UAV circling.
Incoming cluster grenade.
Hostile Mantis inbound.
Engaging Mantis.
Net call. Hostile Hellstorm inbound. Agents requesting Hellstorm strike. Hostile CUAV detected. Hostile UAV circling. Time's almost up. Make that push. Mission compromised. Try again.
Got a threat. Firebreak house. Another found wanted. Wasted.
Defend all zones. Enemies have incoming Mantis support. Enemy sentry active. Hostile attack chopper inbound. Enemy UAV above. Husk attack chopper. Authorization Ajax. They're taking A. Enemy CUAV established above.
Attack chopper sighted.
We're defending Bravo. Hostiles have established multiple UAVs.
Assaulting hostile UAV. Enemy UAV exposed.
Enemy UAV above. Multiple hostile UAVs operating. Enemy CUAV established above. Multiple hostile UAVs operating. We're defending B.
Sensor going live.
Sensor dart signal has been lost.
Hostile UAV circling. That's all. Hostile Hellstorm inbound.
Recon kill. She's dead. She's dead.
That's all. Hostile Hellstorm inbound. We're contesting B. We're defending Bravo. We're defending B. Merc forces are capturing B. Guns up. We're defending A. Be advised, hostile attack deploy beacon active. Enemies have incoming Mantis support. Enemy sentry active. They've taken B. Enemy has captured all zones. Rest and regroup. We have to go again.
Plan in place.
Smoke checked.
Take all enemy zones. Hostile UAV circling. Dead call. Hostile Hellstorm inbound. Enemy UAV above. Hostiles have established multiple UAVs. Taking Alpha. Multiple hostile UAVs operating. Hostiles contesting A. Enemy CUAV established above. Hostile TAC deploy beacon online.
Go.
Hostile Mantis inbound. Net call. Hostile sentry working.
Cluster grenade.
Enemy sentry active. MTT is dry. Give it all you got. Mission failed. Survivors to designated exfil zones.
Launch authorization Nomad.
They're done. Enemy infantry killed.
Team deathmatch. Mission area is hot. Hostile UAV circling.
This'll knacker someone's day.
Bringing disruptor online.
All right, you. Do your thing.
Hostile drone squadron inbound. Enemy sniper's nest inbound. Enemy RCXD in your AO. Enemy UAV above. Hostile drone squadron inbound.
Wire in place.
Enemy UAV above. Enemy sniper's nest inbound. Hostile TAC deploy beacon online. Hostile drone squadron inbound.
Commencing ice pick operation.
No medals for second place. Get to work. Our drone squadron has been hacked.
Activating disruptor.
Hostile UAV circling. Gave it your all. RTB for AAR and reassignment.
said is a free fire zone.
This is Griffin 4-3. We're on station. Drop mission is go.
Sit rep. Potential collapse detected. Relocation to indicated safe zone is advised. Sit rep. Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety. Net call. Supply drop incoming. Be advised. Further collapse expected. Relocate to safe zone. Sit rep. Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety. Net call. Supply drop incoming. Travel to indicated safe zone. Net call. Supply drop incoming. Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety. Further collapse expected. Travel to indicated safe zone. Net call. Supply drop incoming. Sit rep. Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety.
Anyone want these?
Net call. Major instability detected. Safe zone evac orders are in effect. Sit rep. Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety. Last man standing. Bring this home.